What is up, gamers? Staxwell's back at it again today with another market watch. Whole lot to get into, whole lot to talk about. I don't want to waste any time with this one. No Raid Shadow Legends ads. Let's just go ahead and jump straight into it here. Earthlore Bounty. A lot of people were specking into this card, myself included, because we all thought Volda was going to be the last Guardian. And as I'm sure you all are very aware by now, it was Victor instead. So because of this, people are dropping Earthlore Bounty. And when I say I spec'd into it, I mean I just like got one copy just in case I needed it or something like that. But yeah, this card was up to like $45. So it's good to see it back down to affordability. This is of course the extended art from Everfest, so it's like at $29 now. Pretty interesting stuff. Down and Dirty. A lot of people aren't looking at this card, and it's simultaneously dropping. Like the non-foil is dropping. Cheapest on the market is $13, which makes no sense because Prism is a very good deck, presumably moving forward. Dromai is still a good deck. Nothing's changed there. People are going to need Phantasm Poppers. Down and Dirty is obviously one of the best Phantasm Poppers in the game. So I don't see why this card is dropping. I think people are just maybe sleeping on Illusionist at the moment. Like we all forgot about that new Prism weapon coming or something. Peace of Mind, this might be like just a me thing, but am I crazy? Do you guys not think that this card's like pretty good? I think this card's like pretty above rate when you get it off correctly, right? So like if the new Guardian winds up playing a 1-cost shield like a Rampart of the Ram's Head, you could pitch a blue, block 4 with the 2 mana, block 1 with the other mana, so you block 5 and draw a card off the Ponder token. 2-card block 5 and draw a card. That's like a 2-card 8 value right there. That seems pretty strong to me. Like, am I alone on that? Let me know in the comments down below. Is Peace of Mind just a bad card? I think maybe currently it is, but possibly with the new Guardians it won't be. Cheapest alternate art. This is the alternate art. I don't remember who this was. Maybe it was Team Covenant or something. But this was like one of those buy a box promos. It was like either Covenant or Rudy or something. I don't think it was Rudy. I think it was Team Covenant. Not 100% sure. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But the cheapest copy on the market is $19 for a playset here. Then it jumps up to $22. I feel like this card could be good. Maybe even particularly with the wager mechanic. Peace of Mind gets even better because it's an instant. You could activate in the reaction step, mess up your opponent's wagers and your opponent's overpowers and stuff like that. For those who don't know, for those who aren't aware, Arakni got top 8 of a PTI event this weekend. It doesn't mean a ton, but it definitely doesn't mean nothing. There is some hope for Arakni moving forward. And, this is, of course, before he gets his support. He's getting 2 new cards in heavy hitters. Both of them seem fine. I'm sure that they will not be worse than his current cards. So people are definitely hyped for the hero. Leave No Witnesses. This is an example of that. Almost completely disappeared from the market. There's only 3 up here, and one of the sellers has them listed for $40. The other 2 are like $20 for the rainbow foils. This is just the rainbow foils. There is still plenty of non-foils up here for $9 or $10. I just thought it was interesting that the rainbow foils have all but disappeared from the market. Almost every Brute card has calmed down since all of the spoilers have dropped. The only one that hasn't quite calmed down is Swing Big. Swing Big just keeps going up somehow. Cheapest combo on the market is now $30, and the cheapest rainbow foil on the market is like $35. Pulverized, cheapest copy on the market is $5. There's going to be more Guardian Mirrors than ever before. Probably that alone will make Pulverized good. But not only that, there is no card with more attack than Pulverized. So this will help you win like almost all of your clashes, which I'm sure is not nothing, particularly in the Guardian Mirror where you guys both have huge attacks all the time. It's probably going to give you a non-zero advantage to have bigger huge attacks than your opponent. Tome of Imperial Flame just keeps going down. The Dromai hype is definitely dying out. Cheapest copy on the market is like $27.50, and there's plenty of listings up around that price point. Another interesting one is all of the dragons, like Chromai's $15, Yenderai's $15, Uvia's $12, Nekria's $13. Everything is really, really cheap in the Dromai deck. People maybe are losing faith in it or something. So if you have any interest in the deck, or particularly any interest to bling out your deck with these Marvel dragons, now is definitely the time. Soul Shield, cheapest rainbow foil copy on the market is like $15. Very good in Prism, very good in Bolton. For those who don't know, Bolton just got second at the last Battle Hardened. A handful of copies of this card sold this weekend, and I'm sure it has something to do with Bolton. And yeah, the rainbow foils just are unexpectedly money, I guess. But yeah, it totally makes sense when you contextualize it with Prism and Bolton. In Lightning Strike, I feel like this card is always like going up and down and up and down. When it's up, people want to hate on you, and then when it's down, people want to doubt the card. This is probably like the most universally best card in Flesh and Blood. Almost every deck plays this card. If you're gonna foil out any card in your deck, this is absolutely the one I recommend doing, because I imagine 5 years from now this card's still gonna be good. This and Sink Below is like probably the two best cards in the game. So yeah, you might as well pick up your full copies while you can. So this card always kind of goes like up and down and up and down and up and down, and it's right now it's at a down. So don't like wait for it to jump back up to 150 like it was pretty recently, probably just a few months ago. Yeah, 99.75. This is as cheap as I've seen it in a long time. Hold the Line did not hold its price. Cheapest copy on the market is $2.70. Plague Hive, cheapest copy on the market is $70. I think this is one of the more undervalued fables. I think this is one of the most playable fables outside of like Heart and maybe Eye. This is probably number 3, maybe number 2. It might be more playable than Eye. I'm not 100% sold either way. But yeah, this card was just in the list of the Arakni deck that got top 8. I think it's just a very powerful assassin card in general. Since they don't really need blues that much, you can get pretty consistent value out of Plague Hive, particularly with Arakni, who can like pitch this, and his goal is to fatigue you, right? So he's going to see this second, third, maybe fourth cycle. Being able to get a ton of value out of this is very good. People just have no respect for Dashio, apparently. Cheapest cold foil at Dashio. The adult Dash is $104. Yeah, this is insanity. This hero is like actually good, and when she starts topping and winning events, this price tag is just gonna look silly. Most of the RTN top 4 cold foil hero type cards, as long as they're not Riptide, they're normally like $150. That's pretty standard, pretty minimum. Think like Dromai, Uzuri, Fi. When any of these heroes are in the meta, they're $150 for the cold foil. So a little disrespectful that Dash is this low. Max is in the same boat. But way worse. He's only $60, and unlike Riptide, Max is like actually good. Go check out my video on him if you haven't already. I think this hero is like very solid. So $70 is a little bit criminal of a price tag there. I think this is way too cheap. I even might pick up a couple extra copies for myself just to hold on to here, because this is like disrespectful. How's there only like 5 of them on the market, and yet they're still only $70? That's insanity. Invoke Dracona Optimi, the first Marvel Dragon we've seen to just plummet like this, $89. This one is definitely the worst one. But yeah, if you're just looking to round out your collection, I can't imagine this is going to go much lower than this. Tales of Adventure, this is a card we haven't talked about in a long time. This card was like $150 forever, probably for like a straight year. This was the Worlds promo. Not the Worlds that just passed, but the Worlds before that. This was the promo for it, and yeah, it was like $150, $200 for probably a year straight, and then all of a sudden it drops to $90, which makes sense. Yorick isn't even like a playable hero in UPF. I think he's banned. Why would you even have it? Just for like your at-home fun kitchen table games? Yes, that is cool, but most players aren't playing the game that way. Most like entrenched players who know about this card aren't playing the game that way, fortunately, and the price reflects it. Teklovasen, cheapest. This is the young Teklovasen. Cheapest copy on the market is $100. This is the Calling Dallas promo. And for those who don't know, the Calling Dallas was held during ProQuest season. So a ton of people just went to their ProQuest instead of flying to Dallas, which totally makes sense. So the attendance on that one wasn't quite what the other callings were. And the price of the promo, Teklovasen here, definitely reflects that. Cheapest cold foil on the market is $100 for a young hero. This is insanity. And there's only one listed. And one thing going against this, I wouldn't particularly recommend picking up this card, because I think that just Professor Teklovasen is just a better card, unfortunately. Of course, Professor Teklovasen will LL one day, and I guess you'll need this version of it. But personally, I'm not banking a lot of stock into any of the young cold foil heroes anymore. After seeing what happens to them after they LL, there's just not a whole lot of reason to hold it, unless it's a hero I just like deeply love, like Icelander, Briar, something like that. I just get rid of them. Rampart of the Ram's Head. If you guys watched my video yesterday, you'll know we kind of talked about this card a little bit. It has been moving a bit. Cheapest copy on the market is $53. There's only one up there for that price tag. Then it quickly jumps up to $65. Probably just like, you know, 2 new Guardians coming out. Obviously, people are speculating into the Guardian legendaries. That makes sense. Someone needs to get out to their LGSs and win some Bankies and post them on TCG Player, because the cheapest one currently is $75, which is obviously absolutely ridiculous for a Armory prize. So go out, get yourself some dubs, and then post them for like half this, and, you know, turn a nice profit. Squishy and Floof, I'm surprised this card held this well. The cheapest cold foil on the market is still $22. These like gimmicky meme cards don't normally hold this good of a price tag, so this one genuinely surprises me. Like, and I'm happy about it. You know, I like to see these fun cards like Squishy and Floof, you know, command such a high price tag. I do like to see that. Alternate art rewind, $10 for the rainbow foil. I think this is like a nice binder piece. You know, this is like a nice little first page card just to have there as like a little flex, you know, to someone who doesn't know about this card. Is very interesting, a nice conversation piece. Only $10, and I think this card could like reach the realm of collectability one day. I don't think it's ever going to be a competitive card, but I think this could be like a very cool collector's piece in someone's collection one day. $10 is probably a bit too cheap for something like that. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, rate, subscribe, and help the algorithm help me out just a little bit later, gamers.